Today at Springer Precision, we're going to go over installing a compensator. This compensator is for Springfield XDM 10mm or 45 with a barrel threaded for a suppressor. Suppressor barrels are going to be threaded further away from the end of the slide so that when you shoot the gun, the guide rod doesn't slam into the suppressor. The first thing you're going to do is make sure that your gun's unloaded. So it's unloaded. So we're going to go ahead and flip up the takedown lever, pull the slide off, take out the spring and guide rod, clean off the threads from all the oil residue. I'd recommend doing this outside or in a very well ventilated area. The same thing is true with the threads in the compensator, so you want to make sure that those are nice and clean. Go ahead and wipe them down. Sometimes you can use a Q-tip, run a rag inside the compensator, blow it out so it's nice and dry. Then we'll want to use a thread locker. So this will be using a red Loctite. We supply Loctite with the comps that we sell. And you'll just want to put a nice little bead all the way around the outside of it. Use my fingers just to get it in there nice and good. And then we'll thread the comp on. This will, as it cures, this will hold the compensator in place. So you want to screw it on as far as you can. And you're going to see that, oops, doesn't line up all the way. That's not a big deal because as this thread locker cures, it will hold it in place. So we'll just want to back it out to where it's nice and even. The lines line up. If you have one that's a little jiggly or a little loose, don't worry, it'll tighten up. You can put a little bit of tape on both sides to hold it while it waits, and then just let it set until it cures. Once it cures, you can go ahead and put the guide rod and spring back in and put it on your frame. Then you'll be ready to hit the range. One of the questions that we're asked all the time is, now that I have this compensator Loctited onto my barrel, how do I clean it? Well, it's very simple. You don't have to remove the compensator to fully clean your gun. All you have to do, take out the guide rod and spring and pull your barrel forward, and you can fully clean your gun. If you want to get in there and clean out your chamber, all the gunk around your barrel hood, all that stuff, you can go ahead and clean it fully while it's in the gun. Might be something new to you, but it's easy to do. The last thing I'd like to cover is timing your compensator. So what timing your compensator is it's setting the gap between the compensator and the end of the slide. On the 45 and 10mm barrels, it has a very fine pitch. So generally, you're not very far off one way or the other. On some of the other, especially like the 40 caliber, there may be a bigger gap. If the gap is bigger than you'd like, you basically have an option to remove material from the back of the compensator until it lines up where you want it to line up. You can do that basically any way you want to that can remove metal, files, sandpapers, mills, whatever. So you'll want to basically remove metal until you get the gap that you like. Keep in mind that if you do that, it will be shiny. It is metal underneath. So you'll have to put a finish on there if you don't want it to be all shiny.